Hi everyone, with me Ida Saryani binti Muhammad Isa, and today we will look at DUE 10012 Communicative English 1 lesson. In this lesson, you will be able to brainstorm ideas for presentation topic, plan and organize an oral presentation, and use an appropriate introduction. So are you ready to face a crowd for an oral presentation? So let's go through a lesson on developing attractive topic of presentation. This is a quote by Lily Walter, a famous writer. The success of your presentation will be judged not by the knowledge you send, but by what the listeners receive. So this means you're speaking for audience to receive your message. So in planning your presentation, your topic should be meaningful and appropriate to the audience. How do you present an effective oral presentation? You need to first understand what presentation means. In definition, it can be defined as something set forth to an audience for the attention of the mind. So basically, you have message or information and you act as a presenter to get the attention of the audience mind to understand the message of the topic. You can use the acronym PAA to remember. Present, act, attention. When you think about your topic, you must consider about the audience because a good topic will stimulate audience mind, increase their interest, curiosity, and convey messages that is relatable to their knowledge. So what do you want to talk about? Brainstorm topic that you yourself have interest and experience in research. You do your research on your audience background about the topic to ensure that your topic are addressing the audience interest. A topic may interest the audience for reasons like concerning on their happiness or health, or even offering tips or solution to some problems they have. Something that is controversial or having conflict of opinions, or a topic that provides meaningful information. So you must brainstorm as many topics. Try to list down the possible topics and also read, listen, or watch the current trends or news that are popular. Now let's look at the step 2, topic selection. The process of selecting your topic will require you to choose a topic that you know. This will allow you to speak better because you have knowledge on the topic. Next, make sure that it's suitable for the task. For example, in the English course, you have to present a topic of interest that carries identifiable values. So find a topic that can convey values to your friends. Then try to narrow it down to one controlling idea that will be the main idea you want the audience to receive. And finally, you can brainstorm the topic that you want to create. So there are many topics that carries identifiable values, and these are the themes of topics that you can choose from. So choose one theme, and from that one theme, list out the possible topics that can be interesting. Remember to consider a few things before you choose a theme. Firstly, what is your purpose? Do you want to give an informative presentation, a persuasive speech, or an entertaining presentation? An informative speech is presenting a talk with new information. For example, how to do something or how something happened. Persuasive speech is to provide audience with reasons that support a change in their attitude. For example, changing of their attitudes, beliefs, or values. Okay, like a topic related to social problems and to persuade audience to change their lifestyle. Whereas an entertaining talk can be a point that are made through creative or a humor way to provoke or stimulate response from the audience and make them see a different perspective of ideas. So what will be your style of presentation? That is a question you need to ask yourself. So let's say, for example, if you want to talk about education, then this might be the possible topic. So how do you narrow down the topic of your choice to one controlling idea? Let's say, for example, you want to talk about the advantage of online learning or how to improve learning skills. Then an interesting topic would be importance of education or education in the 21st century. So next, once you brainstorm for your ideas, how do you develop attractive and interesting topic? So in order for you to get the attention of the audience, you need to develop a topic that is appealing. So use catchy words. Topics can be simple, but try to make it interesting. Imagine you are writing a topic for a movie. How will you make your topic interesting? Make the audience think about your topic. And the topic does not necessarily have to be direct. Make audience ask themselves, what are you going to be presenting for them? This will enhance the listener's attention to listen to your presentation. So once you already know what your topic is, next step is to plan, organize, and prepare your presentation. Another meaningful quote from Alexander Graham Bell. Before anything else, preparation is the key to success. Yes, preparation is the key to success. Oral presentation requires really good preparation and a whole lot of practice. So let's learn how to plan, organize, and prepare your presentation. Try to follow these steps to plan, organize, and prepare your presentation. The first step is to choose a topic that has one controlling idea. When you want to find the central idea, think about if you can get your points across in 30 seconds or less. Audience wants to be able to get accurate, brief, and clear idea of your presentation. Controlling idea means that your topic has only one single idea and should be audience-centered. Okay? This would be your key point that will be developed throughout the presentation. For example, your controlling idea is about cats. So your points would be related to cats and no other animal should be mentioned in the presentation. Next, analyze your audience. Who are you speaking to? When you are aware about your audience, then you will know what information that is relatable to the audience, their prior knowledge on the topic, and their proficiency level, right? For example, if you're talking to primary school students, what kind of topic is suitable? And what tone will be used to get them interested in the topic? The fourth step is brainstorm ideas for contents. This step requires you to research about your topic. You want audience to perceive you as an expert on the topic, so you have to develop your knowledge on the contents. That's why the best presentation would be on a familiar topic where you can tell your own story about it, something that you know you're good at. If you choose a topic that you're not familiar with, then you need to shovel, dig, dive deep into other resources to develop your expertise on the subject. And once you get a clear idea of the contents, then you need to identify the main points and supporting details of the topic. And lastly, using visual aids that will leave an impact on your presentation. So, select topic. What are topics of interest? Selection of topic is important to ensure that the listeners engage in your presentation. So you must consider the audience knowledge on the topic that you choose. So these are some good examples of topics by students. No pain, no gain. An apple a day keep the doctor away. Igniting healthy lifestyle. So these are catchy topics, and this will indeed arouse the attention of the audience to know what are the contents of your presentation. So in your oral presentation, try to create topics that can be more catchy and would make audience appeal to listen to your presentation. So Knowing the objective of the presentation is also helpful in preparing for your presentation. So you need to explain to the audience the objective of your presentation so the audience will be informed of what are you going to talk about. For example, the objective of this presentation is to inform the audience the importance of preserving the earth for our future generation. The objective of this presentation is to inform the audience that social networking sites are one of the effective ways for business promotion. Next, analyze your audience. Put yourself in the shoe of the people who will be listening to what you are saying and ask yourself, how are my audience understanding about the topic of my presentation? Is my audience likely to understand the words or the terms that I'm using? So the more you know about your audience attitude, the better you will be able to plan your presentation. Brainstorming for main point is one of the most important part in preparing for your presentation. So you need to brainstorm some ideas. Prepare points by writing down the main points that are suitable to the topic. Let the idea flow, and at this point, you don't need to edit your ideas. Generate as many ideas as possible. And the best way is using a mind map. So from a mind map, you can see how you're connecting one point to another point that you have developed. Next, brainstorm supporting details. Supporting details are the development of ideas from your main points. So you develop supporting ideas, and it may consist explanations, examples, reasons, data or evidence that is related to your main point. You can also use mind maps on your notes. So it is an extensive of your main point, and you need to construct the supporting details that is linking to your main points. So to enhance your presentation, you need to develop visual aids. Use visual aids to focus the audience attention. Next, to reinforce your verbal messages. After that, stimulate interest and illustrate factors that are hard to visualize. So the visual aids that we usually use in our presentation would be a PowerPoint slide. So you have to remember, PowerPoint slides give power to your presentation. PowerPoint. So you should remember that in developing visual aid, you need to make sure that you do not put a lot of messages that you are supposed to be saying. Instead, you are putting a lot of videos, images, or keywords that only assist in your presentation. So let's watch a video on using appropriate introduction in oral presentation. The introduction is one of the most important part of a presentation. It's like watching a good movie. The audience would know whether the movie is interesting if the beginning of the story is interesting. So similarly to an oral presentation, if you can come up with a good introduction to your presentation, then audience would know that your presentation would be a good one. So, be creative. Try to use these tips. GAAO. G. Greet the audience. A. Attention. Get the audience attention. A. Arouse. Arouse their interest. NO. Outline. Give an outline of your presentation. Start your presentation by greeting the audience. But before that, make sure you check the time. Avoid saying good morning when you are presenting in the afternoon. Next,
You'll need to get your audience attention. Even before you speak, you can actually get their attention. How do you do this? By standing confidently and making eye contact with your audience. The second A is arouse. You need to be able to arouse the interest of your audience, and you actually have approximately about 30 seconds to get that first impression and to convince the audience whether your presentation would be a good one. So here are some suggestions on how you can grab the attention of your audience. Startle the audience. Arouse audience interest with an attractive or stimulating statement. It can be in the form of song lyrics, stories, extract from newspapers, and others. For example, take a moment and think of the 3 women closest to you. Who comes to your mind? Your mother, your sister, your girlfriend, your best friend. Now, guess which one will be sexually assaulted during her lifetime. It's not a pleasant thought, but according to statistics from the Royal Malaysian Police, between 2013 and 2017, out of a total of 1,218 reported sexually harassment cases, 79% involved victims were women, while 21% involved male victims. Question the audience. Asking rhetoric question is another way to get your listeners thinking about your speech. For example, how would you respond if your loved one was the victim of terrorism? Begin with a quotation. Start with attention-getting quotation that is related to your topic. For example, we must be the change we wish to see. Quote by Mahatma Gandhi. The most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. By Helen Keller. To do a great right, do a little wrong. By William Shakespeare. Use statistics. For example, the coronavirus COVID-19 is affecting 213 countries and territories around the world and 2 international conveyances, and the latest world update recorded at 12,397,959 cases, with 557,569 deaths and 7,227,112 recovery. You can also use humor. For example, if vegetarians eat vegetables, what do humanitarians eat? Next, outline. The audience wants to know the direction of your presentation. So in your introduction, provide an outline of what are the things that you're going to say during your presentation. So usually, you would need to highlight your main points and briefly state them clearly so that the audience know that the points will be mentioned during your presentation. If you can follow these 4 tips, you'll be off to a good start to your effective presentation. Let's look at how GAAO is used to create an introduction. G. Greet. A. Attention. A. Arouse. And O. Outline. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ida. This land so beautiful, it steals your heart away. This land is paradise, only a smile away. The soul of Asia The essence of Asia, in this land where dreams come true. Can anyone think of which country these song lyrics are referring to? Yes, Malaysia, truly Asia. In my presentation today, I would like to bring you to an exciting journey of exploring Malaysia. I will firstly talk about the Malaysian diverse ethnicity, then introduce some beautiful destinations, and lastly, the popularly known cuisines in the country.
That's all for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel to get more information and lessons on communicative English. Thanks for watching.